Okay, welcome back, guys. A little while ago, I was working on the nebulas, and I've got them sort of in the background, that mustardy yellow color. In front of you here, I have a piece of space junk. It's a sprite, so it's always going to face the camera. However, this sprite has a normal on it, so it kind of has some implied surface detail. It has normal and a bit of specular and roughness, so it uses specular and roughness to show up. Now it's almost a little bit wet because I've got the specular turned up high, so it has kind of a wet look just for testing. But the way this works is I only want to have a few number of oops, I'm going to just drag the mic cord, sorry about that. I only want to have a few textures in the scene, so the best way to do is put it on a sprite sheet. But to put objects around on a sprite sheet, particles can be a bit finicky. So the larger sort of, if you can see how big it is, we'll call it the hero junk that isn't just a little like tenth of the size dot. This is way too close. You can see the pixelated, how pixelated it is. The junk at about this size is going to be put on a sprite sheet. Now, if we go on the material override, you see the normal map. It's kind of bright. You can see there's a grid of 4x4 images in the sprite sheet. And the way you access the different images is to simply change the UV. Oops, I went too far. There is no UV at that distance. So 0.75 on Y is the bottom row. 0 is the first one, 0.25. There's the second piece of junk. I'm going to do a little trick to get rid of the UI on there. So see, it's another piece of space junk that could just be sitting there as you're going by. Now, the one other thing of doing this is, I don't know if you notice, it always rotates to face the camera regardless of how far you are away from it. I'm pretty sure that when we're moving around pretty quick in the game, we're not going to care about that. And I can also probably put some rotation on the object as well. So it'll just look like a rotating piece of space junk as opposed to always camera correct. It should get rid of that. We'll call it an artifact. But if we go in here, you can see there's several pieces of space junk. And you can see the normal is actually kind of important for the lighting to make it believe that it's more than just a flat two-dimensional sprite. Again, that's the normal map that's pulling that off. So let's go over here. So this is the lower, this is the bottom. Let me see, 0.75 over, 0.75 down. So this is the bottom right, I think. Yeah, okay. So maybe your piece of space junk floating around there, and that's, like I was saying, that's the hero level, meaning that those are going to be kind of rare. As far as space junk goes, you're going to see them from time to time, but most of the real space junk is only going to, the majority of it's only going to be about 1/8 of the size of this, and they'll be even simpler sprites. I think they might not even have normal maps, but these ones are just going to be designed to look like this, bits of junk. They react to the world lighting, so if we can move around, they behave with the lights of the scene. But again, they're only two-dimensional, so if we boop, here, can't get behind it right now. But there is a way I could do that, though, just for those of you that have not seen sprites. Particle billboard. So what I'm going to do is a Y billboard. And a Y billboard stops it from turning on it on one of the axes. So you see it always points, it's up always points up, so the Y always points up. So it'll always look at you horizontally, so this would be useful for like trees or something on the ground. But if you see here, you break the illusion very quickly. You can see it's very thin, so we will just put that back on particle billboard. And yeah, let's try the second row. There'll be a script that lets me pick through the different ones. Point 2.5. And if I go over there, yeah, there's a really small. This is kind of the smaller piece of debris that would probably be more common, just out there floating around. I think it's actually a spline from a transmission, but I'm not sure where I cut that from. But anyhow, yeah, that's soon to have those populated throughout. Now they're not really going to be moving, so they're going to give you more of a sense of motion when you're moving around, just like the overly dense nebulas over there, and then these large asteroid type things, when they're populated around, they're going to help give you your sense of motion. Anyhow, this probably ran on a little longer than I intended it to go, so if you stuck with it, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video.